Spiritual Psychics TV is hosting the first annual recognition of achievements this December, acknowledging those who dedicate their lives to a spiritual act of kindness. Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Sofa with Polly and Jane. Our Sunday sofa's got smaller, hasn't it, Polly?
Yes.
Our sofa's no longer a 4-seater; it's just a cosy 2. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We are streaming. I did say earlier in the week we were going to stream live on location, but something went wrong there, so we are still streaming online. But don't worry, we will find these locations. Anyway, I am Jane Morton. I am a psychic, medium, healer, holistic therapist, and lots of different things. And my other lovely host is
It's Polly. So hi everybody. I hope you're all well on this Sunday. We're very, very, very pleased to be back, aren't we, Jane?
We are.
Very pleased to be back. Like Jane said, there's just the 2 of us now, and that's perfect. We will maybe be having some guests into the future, but we'll see. Watch this space. So if you don't know me already, my name is Polly Harnett, and I am a spiritual medium, trance medium, animal healer, communicator, and all sorts of lovely spiritual things. Really, really pleased to be here again on Sunday.
Yay! We should call it the Psychic and the Medium Show. Oh, hang on, got feedback then. I don't know if that was Spirit or Mr. P. All right then. So anyone that's joined us in the past, because we have had a bit of a summer break, haven't we, Polly? We normally have a topic, but today we're not. Today we're going to open the topic up to everybody out there, and we're going to ask people to ask us stuff, or bring up a topic that you want to discuss, and we will go with that. It's not like my show, but we still want you to ask questions. We want you to ask us some questions so we can have a little chat about it, and then we will look at readings. Please don't just ask for a reading. We do want a discussion on this show. This show is to get people intermingling, so please bear that in mind. Like and share and tag, please. And also remember, our main platform is YouTube now. Has been for how long, Mr. P? Nearly a year we've been streaming from YouTube. So please do remember, we stream from there. First, go over to YouTube and sign up there. Much better quality. No, I'm only joking, people. But please do remember, that's where we mainly stream from, YouTube. But you are today seeing us from YouTube and Facebook. So,
because we're worth it.
We are, because we're worth it. Let's have some hellos then, Mr. P.
Hello, Terry Wall.
Terry. Lovely Tina. Hello, Tina. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
Alison. How are you?
It's been ages since I spoke to you, Alison. Hi, Han B.
Hi, Jenny Bennett.
Oh, we want to know where you're tuning in from as well, people. Let us know. Hello, Misha Rondonite. Was that right? Rodonite.
Hello, Janet Smith.
Hello, Hasva.
Hi, Wendy Payne.
Hello, Michelle Kelly.
Hi, Marie Cairns. Marie's a lovely, lovely lady.
Hello, Bev Butter. Butter, that's right, isn't it?
Buttle.
Buttle.
What a
Buttle.
nice name. Hello, Zoe Brown. Hey, hey.
Hello, lovely Jeanette Dow.
Hi, Joy Howell from London.
Listen, yes, Jane, last time. I can only get bits of that again, so I'm just going with she's taking the mickey out of me a little.
I think it was just... we just need to go down and left.
No, yeah, to the left. That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, little bit more. It's just, yeah. Down
a little bit smaller.
Bit. Bullseye. I used to love that game.
I actually saw, I'm going to say, hi Debbie, you know when you walk down the roads in Portsmouth and there's random things that people have
yeah, you said that, Polly, and Diane went, hi from Portsmouth.
Hi Diane. Yeah, I was walking, it was about 2 weeks ago, I was walking down the road, and if you live in a city like we do, walking down the road with the dogs, and there's random items left outside from people that are getting rid of their bits or rubbish or whatever, and there was a dusty bin sitting on the wall about
as in ago. Like 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. I was like, no way.
Never could do it. Really?
It did look a bit let's say loved.
Was it fluffy?
Yes, it was fluffy.
The only reason I asked that is because my mum actually bought me a dusty bin, and it was fluffy, and I must have been 10.
Wow.
So that is going back some years.
Hi, Amy Curtis from
Eckington. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Austin Charles, from Neath, South Wales. So let's have a question then. Let's have a question or a topic to talk about, because we just thought we'd leave it open for you guys today, because we're always giving you a topic. It's just nice to, like, whatever random thing comes into your head to talk about. Could be anything. So what have we got then, Mr. Producer? Nina Lee, how did you find out that you got spiritual gifts, got your gifts, and how to progress it? Well, I personally had a mother who was extremely psychic and a very natural medium, and out of 4 of her children, I was the one that got it. So from a very, very young age, I was seeing things, I've said before on this show, but you may not have seen this before, that I used to see figures in my cupboard, children playing in my cupboard that had no door. No, I had no idea why it had no door, and a colonel standing in there. And so from a very young age, I was seeing things. Then saw my grandfather, who had passed away in the war, sitting near my door. It was a very natural progression for me, because I really feel like I had no choice. But I'm very glad now that obviously I went in the direction that I did. Oops. Oh, somebody tried to phone me.
And that direction is she's gone.
Right, hang on. I don't know where I've gone. Oh, here I am.
I can see her. Yeah, we can see her.
I sort of tried to ignore it for many years, and then decided at some point that I was going to, years ago now, join a circle to sort of progress with my gift, and joined a couple, went to quite a few courses in my time. Didn't particularly enjoy some of the courses. However, I did meet some good friends and some interesting people who I'm still in touch with today. So I think they very much taught me how I didn't want to work. However, when you do get into this field, you do meet people, interesting people on courses, and get directed to the right sort of area for you. So I would say, if you want to progress it for yourself, Nina, is basically wherever you're living, it's like find a good circle, one that's recommended, one that's led by somebody that sort of will teach you individually for your journey, not to be cloned to what they are, for example, which I've experienced in the past. And a lot of it is basically self-learning, because once you've learned the basics, you really do have to put the effort in yourself. I bet you agree with this, Jane. You have to, do the meditations. Well, you don't have to, however it helps. Lots of meditations, sitting in the power. If you're going to be working with cards, for example, find the right cards for you, go through the pack and see what they mean to you. Do a lot of study around that, self-study. So circles are absolutely amazing, courses are absolutely amazing, but it's like learning to drive. You never actually learn to drive until you're out on the road by yourself, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely, again, on SPTV, there's courses that are running currently, or new ones coming. So please do, if you want to progress with that, find a circle within your area, which would be really good for you. And also check out the courses that are on SPTV. That are very good. All of the tutors on here are vetted, and they really know what they're doing. So absolutely.
And I will say that the progress comes from you. The progress is what you put into it, what you want to do. That said, I mean, I will say I hate the word gift. I don't see it as a gift, because I do truly believe there's a lot of people that just don't realise what their intuition can do. On the psychic side, definitely, anyway. But I think as well, it's weird because the meditations, we all go on about it, don't we? We all say on our shows, "I'll meditate." And to be fair, I had a little meditation earlier on, nearly fell asleep and forgot we were going on the air. But there are times when I look back, when someone said to me once I was natural at what I did, even though I didn't get my head around it, the less I actually thought about it, the more I got through. When I started doing workshops and going to, like Polly said, look at places or go to places to see what I didn't want to do or how I didn't want to actually come across to my sitters, I actually realised the more sometimes you try and do that and you're progressing, you actually can cloud your own judgment, and you can get a little bit caught up with everybody else's. And I think that's where Polly was saying that you can end up being sort of cloned, or someone's teaching you their way to be like them. And you don't want to be like them, you want to be like you. So there's a balance you've got to find. Meditation's great because it really does clear your mind, and it does keep you focused when you're learning. But there are times that we can all hold our hands up, that we get caught up in our own day-to-day lives, that when we are doing something, we have to quickly get into that zone to work. But that comes from progress. But remember who you are. Don't get caught up with everybody else, because when I did it, when I started thinking, okay, I'll go and progress, I found it clouded my judgment, and I found it harder to connect because I was trying to remember what people were telling me, where when I did it naturally, it was a lot easier.
I think as well, with regard to the best thing I think about groups is how to deliver information. I mean, a lot of people have common sense, for example. I in some ways I haven't got any common sense, but in a lot of ways I have, in the fact that I was taught very early to make sure that you respected that what you're doing, you've got to take personal responsibility for. We have to take personal responsibility for what we say, for how we deliver the information, not to upset anybody or scare anybody or leave anybody upset about things that are currently going to happen, that shouldn't be said by certain mediums. And it's really important that you understand that when you've been for a reading before, if you've been less unhappy, sad, or even scared about things that are going to be coming up into the future, that's how you might leave your client. And it's just so important to understand from a very, very, very early stage, is that you've got to take personal responsibility for what you say. And that, in that respect, groups and circles are very, very useful for teaching that. Otherwise, just go with your gift, if you want to call it a gift, go with your skills, and work in the way that you need to work that's best for you.
Definitely.
So,
should we do a card?
Yes, let's do a card for Nina. Okay. So should we do a quick card for Nina?
Are you still with us, Nina? Let us know if you're still with us, Nina, and if you understood that question.
I think our answers. Yeah, our answers, not the question. Because I have a feeling she is here. Anyway, I've pulled 2 cards. We've got the 6 of Wands and the 9 of Cups there. Okay. So these to me are, well, the 6 of Wands is a victory card, and the 9 of Cups is the wishes coming true card. Now these cards to me are saying that there's like an opportunity, literally. Oh, thank you, she said. Yeah, there's an opportunity, literally, I want to say, under your nose at the moment. And I do feel like this is like a personal victory with this, also possibly a work victory with this, something you're wanting to happen. Okay. I feel like achievements. So I'm seeing, for some reason, I'm seeing your skills being recognized, your work ethic being recognized, and this is saying that any opportunity or anything that you're wanting to take forward right now, it's almost just like a waiting game. Okay, it's not going to be long away before you see the results, before you see the results of your hard work. This is saying go for it. It's a perfect time now, okay, for everything that you're wanting. I do feel like there's going to be more than one choice coming up for you, though. So like I said, with regard to like opportunities, work and that sort of thing, there's almost like seems to be 2 or 3 coming up for you, and it's really important that you sort of use your logical mind there. Which one's going to take you closer to your goal? Some things sound tempting, but what do they say? It's all that glitters isn't gold, isn't it? Some things that sometimes something that sounds good is a little bit too good to be true. However, there could be another opportunity that's coming up that might mean you have to work a little bit harder to get where you need to go. However, you'll know that you've done it honestly. You'll know you've done it with integrity, and this is saying go down that route. I hope that makes sense.
So I feel like I don't need to read mine. I'm doing my Wisdom of Oracle today. I've got the Fates, and straight away there was decisions to move forward and to also break free from some old ways, or not a situation, but I feel that Nina's on her spiritual journey, because I want to say her life plan is, I'm getting astrology around her, I'm getting numerology around her, I'm getting the life plan Infinity 8 number around her. And I want to say reach for the stars, but I feel that there's someone holding her back, or she's in you were talking earlier about workshops. I feel, Nina, that you may be around the wrong people at the moment, and that's no disrespect to anybody. I just feel that you're not getting the knowledge you need because you're in the wrong direction. I want to say to you, look more towards astrology, numerology. I don't know. I've got lots of stars, planets, and things around you. That said, I think full moon's coming up as well. Maybe I'm just picking up on that, but I feel that the fates are saying to me. We always say this to people. We have 2 choices. We can take one path or the other, but it's all to do with free will. But there are some things that I truly believe is fate, happens. You know, we have no control of it. It does happen. Even whatever path we're going to go on, certain things do happen. And to me, I feel, be mindful of what you've been around or are around, how you move forward. Make sure you make the right choices on this journey. That's what I'm getting from the fates. So, but Polly pretty much summed that up in her cards.
So thank you, Nina. I have to say.
The Wisdom of the Oracle, I've got a few on the table today because I couldn't make my mind up. So they're the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reid. But I do like them because they're quite, I'm not going to say fluffy, I use that word too much, but they're just really, yeah. And that look, the backs are nice as well.
Oh, aren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
I'm just reading Gail's comment there. Hope everyone is good. Got you on while I get the girls' new beds built. Well, good luck with that, Gail.
Yeah, good luck with that, Gail.
Probably more patience than I have, because if it doesn't work in 5 minutes, then I throw it out the window. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hello, Rachel.
Lovely, Rachel. Hi, Olivia.
Hello, Lenny.
Hello, Zoe Jeffries.
Okay.
Right, so what's our next topic?
Have we got? Come on, Mr. P. Jump to it. Anyone think you've had a rest?
Oh, man.
Diane Tolhurst. I had experiences from, I still can't see that, Mr. P.
I had experiences from when I was little. I believe my sister June works in circles with you, Polly. Oh, June. Yeah. It's all popped up very nicely on one side of my iPad there. Right. So, yes, I do work with June in the circle, and I jolly well hope she enjoys it because she's an absolute superstar, bless her.
Jeanette, I smell smoke in a room when someone is near death. Is that normal? Could sometimes smell smoke. I feel a presence. I would say it's normal, Jeanette, only because smoke is one of my strongest. I often get smoke. I get smoke because it's someone smoking cigarettes, pipes. I always seem to pick out fires. I think I brought that out the other day. I get a great sense of smoke, burnt smoke, ashes, fires. I don't know what I was in a previous life or where I was, but I think I do know actually. I think I spent too many times on that old bonfire tied to it with the witches. But anyway, I think smoke's quite common. And when you're learning your clairs, you're smelling one. I think smoke is quite a common one that people do pick up on, because how many people?
Sorry, I was just going to say, it says she smells smoke in a room when somebody is near death.
Yeah, but then she said she smells it when for presence. So is she relating because she's picking it up when she feels a presence, but also relating that because obviously if you've got a presence, they're already passed over. So is it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everyone's clairs are different. Not everyone can do all the clairs. Everyone's got a different way of how they connect. I smell quicker than I used to. I used to only see. I smell and hear before I even see them. So, but smoke, I just think is quite common. And maybe when you were younger or you've had an experience that someone's passed, that's what you remember. You remember smoke for whatever reason, and that's why it's the first thing you're noticing now when you're noticing someone's near you. I don't know. Polly, over to you.
Claire, is it Claire Alliance or Claire Aliens? That's the smell, or Claire Scent is the Claire.
Claire,
that one.
Claire,
it's Claire Alliance or Aliens or Claire Scent.
One, don't forget one's taste. One's taste as well.
That's Claire Gustance.
That's it. Because I am terrible.
But with regard to the smoke, it might be that it might not necessarily be somebody smoking. It might be they give you like a trigger smell. So like you were saying, Jane, it's almost like because everybody works very differently. Some people might see somebody when there's like an imminent passing due or coming up, for example. Sometimes it might be a smoky smell. It could just be almost like that little trigger for them to show you, your spirit guides, even your higher self, to show you that something is coming that you're expecting, basically. But yes, it's quite, I think a spirit is present before somebody is passing. It may well be, for example, that there's somebody in spirit that is almost like your spirit helper, somebody from your past, somebody from a long time ago in your family that is sort of present when these things are coming, for example, as well. So it could be a particular spirit helper that is there specifically for that reason, and because you're very switched on in that department, that they're just going to give you that sort of little push, that little trigger, so you know that there's something coming. So I hope they don't visit too often for that reason. But yeah, it's we're all so different, aren't we? I mean, I get a feeling in my gut if I know something is literally going to happen. With regard to that, when I've known somebody isn't well and they're convinced that they are, and I'm thinking, no, you're not. I get this weird feeling it's in my chest and in my gut. I think no, you're not. I know you're not. And it's happened before when I've known something's going to happen. Everyone's going, no, they said they're all right. Well, I don't think they are, and they weren't.
So Jeanette's put, I often feel a presence in room 2, but not always. When I expect a passing, they pass, and I can't get that bit. The 2. I know that Jeanette says that she can't connect to spirit, but actually is a very good psychic artist.
Oh, really?
So maybe, Jeanette, when you get that smell, get your pad and pencil out and see what you get from it. Maybe draw from that, because I know you question a lot about what you pick up, but I think that if that's what you're getting, then it's and as Polly said, hope it's not a lot, because hope not, you're seeing a lot of people passing. But try drawing it. That'd be a good way to see what comes from that. Well, and I also see Sonia Gibbs, lovely Sonia Gibbs, just put up what the eclair was, and then Richard took it off. She told you what it was, Polly. You were right.
I'm always right.
There it is.
That's what I say to my other half. I say I'm always right. He goes, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. Always right. Always. Should
we do a little card for Jeanette?
I've already pulled them. Right then. I have got the Prince of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Very swordy. There. Okay. Right. Now, this to me, the Prince of Swords, I do read the tarot a bit differently. I always put my own interpretation onto the cards. So it's like I said earlier, with the other question, I went through my cards and I go through them and I have a personal interpretation of them that means nothing usually to do with what's in the book. Okay. But the Prince of Swords to me is always somebody that can be a bit of a comey and goey sort of person, somebody that's sort of in your life and then sort of, says all the right things, does all the right things, and then seems to step back and isn't communicating very well around you. Okay. And you've got the Queen of Swords here as well, which is, I'm going to say, my kick bottom sort of queen there. And these cards are saying here not to let anybody take advantage of you, Jeanette, at the moment. Okay. It feels like somebody is sort of expecting a lot of you or being quite demanding. You sort of seem to be going with it or treading on eggshells a little bit around somebody at the moment. Okay. And you have to remember that when we let people speak to us in a certain way, or when we let people behave in a certain way and we allow it, we're almost like accepting that's what we're worth. Okay. Now this could be anybody. It could be a family member, a friend, or a partner. And this is saying be really mindful, okay, of how you let people treat you, how you let people take advantage sometimes. Don't let anybody take advantage of your good nature, for example, there. Okay. Because you're actually a very good person, Jeanette. You're a very good person, and this is saying that you've just got to make sure that you don't stand for anybody's messing about. Okay. Now obviously it's your life, it's completely up to you how you handle anything, but like I said, you've got a very good heart and you've got a very good way about you, and this is saying don't let everybody walk all over you. Stand up for yourself, and when you stand up for yourself, you'll start to feel quite liberated. Okay. And people will be less likely to sort of take advantage of your energy or the energy vampires around you. I hope that makes sense.
She's just said, Polly, she's a nurse,
right?
Which again I knew. I picked 4 swords because I've gone back to my tarot now. 4 swords and 6 of pentacles, and I got she's exhausted, and she would be from a nurse. But I also got that she's always on tender hooks. I feel that you never quite relax in anything you do. You're always feeling on edge, and I do feel it is a little bit like people take advantage, and not just in your business, in your career world. And I just feel you're always looking over your shoulder, like waiting for the next thing to happen. And again, I'm not going to go back to what we said about smelling smoke and seeing people pass, but I do feel you're constantly looking back. You're not looking forward. And I want to say to you, you need to open up because I read tarot. Again, we all read it differently. I got blue and green straight away when I looked at that. I want to say to you, you need to be honest, a bit more honest, and speak out a bit more. But I also feel you need to trust yourself from within. I want to say to you, start trusting what you do pick up. Don't keep doubting what you feel and get, and say what you want to say, but you can still say it in a nice way. Because with the 6 of Pentacles, I felt that there was a lot of unbalance there. Although the scales are showing balance, I straight away picked up the hands, and they're telling me that it seems there's not a lot of give and take, and the scales are actually unbalanced at the moment, and it's about time you had some time out for yourself and people stopped taking advantage of you, and you actually looking forward and seeing stuff positively, not keep looking behind you, is what I want to say to you. So I hope that makes sense.
Loads of love to you, Jeanette. Remember, you're a good person. It's come out from both of us, and I don't know you at all, okay? You're a very good person, a very giving person, and a very loving person. But just stand up for yourself that little bit more, and just know what you're worth, because you're worth a lot, Jeanette. A lot.
Yeah. So she'd put that. It's so true. Always waiting for the next backstab to come along. Well, don't, because remember, we all have our own free will in everything we do. We don't have to wait for somebody else to take us down. We can tend to do that ourselves by being negative. We can try and look forward and stop looking behind. Also, that's how you trip up and you end up like me. But if you start looking more positively forward, even if it's small steps, that you don't have to worry about those backstabbers, because we are in control. We need to take our control. We control our own path. We just have to trust it. So I hope that makes sense.
Hello, Stace. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe. Hello. I was going to, hello. Hello. New on here. Hi, Von Turner. Thank you for being new on here.
Hi, Ernie Moonlump.
I think that was hi, Kathy Plowman from Oxford.
Hi, Jennifer Rogers. Howdy, you all.
Howdy. Hello, lovely Wendy Payne. Haven't seen you for ages, but heard from you for ages. Probably because we haven't been on.
I had a small white feather through my car window whilst parked up. Then I heard that a person close to us had passed. This was approximately at the same time. Absolutely amazing and beautiful. Oh, Wendy, that is a definite sign, okay? And please do know that your loved one is absolutely, you know this, but is with you all of the time, and they will be looking down on you at the moment, and especially around this time. So we will send you lots and lots of love as well, and healing.
Lots.
So
Chrissy Hunter, how do you know when you are receiving messages from spirit? I can't tell if it's my thoughts, or is that what it said? If it's my thoughts or
something else.
Well, I think we ought.
I can see it perfectly.
I just need it to go slightly left to my left. Yeah,
slightly left to
my
left.
Slightly left to my. No, the other way.
Other left.
Because I don't get to see their lovely pictures. Yeah, I can sort of make. No, go back a smidge. Go back a smidge. Smidgy. That's it. That'll do. I can. No, stop, Mr. P. Stop.
It's perfect for me.
Stop. I don't know what it is because my screen's on full. I don't know. Anyway, we wouldn't have this problem if we was live. Well, we are live. But you know what I mean? Like live.
We'll be on location soon.
I forgot what we were talking about now. Sorry, Chrissy. We always waffle off. So when you know you are receiving messages, I think everybody has doubt in their mind when they receive things, especially if you're young and you start on a picking up spiritual things, you're going to doubt it if someone doubts it for you. And then as you get older, there's always going to, because we question everything, even our gut instincts. When we know that something's wrong or somebody's done something wrong, we know it. We know, I mean, as a mum, I always know when my children have done something wrong and when they're lying to me. And that was way before I started working psychically. It's an instinct we all get. The trouble is, our sensible side, I call it, takes over and questions all our thoughts about everything we do. So when we're not in a very good mind state, we question and doubt everything. With spiritual messages are no different. That's why it's all about trusting it. It's about meditating, because that's the whole idea of meditation, to clear out our mind, to get out all the stuff that's in there and just clear it out so that we can connect to spirit and actually pick up the messages clearer. Otherwise it's a little bit interlinked, isn't it? You get like interference that we get on the show sometimes. It's like the messages are not coming in properly because we've got our other thoughts clogging what we are picking up on. So you've just got to trust it. It's the only way really you can answer that question in my book, is trusting. You've just got to trust that you believe what you've witnessed or what you've seen or heard or smelt, like in Jeanette's case, is right. You actually have felt it. There is no one else out there that can dismiss that for you because you're feeling it, you're connecting to it. So, that's the only way I think I can answer that one.
Yeah, it is broad because, I mean, sometimes we have thoughts, don't we, that sometimes, just for example, and this is nothing spiritual particularly, okay, if we are suffering from anxiety, then we can wind ourselves up, can't we? Or we can start winding ourselves up about something. Maybe we've done something and we think, oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble for that, or this is going to happen, this is going to... You've wound yourself up and then absolutely nothing happens, does it? Does that make sense? There's a chance that it could if you've made a mistake, but there's sort of a massive chance that nothing will come of it. So we can wind ourselves up and wind ourselves up. So in that case, sometimes it's good to speak to somebody, put it into perspective, for example, somebody that you trust, for example. However, I always teach, when I teach my groups, my development groups, I always say to them, especially that they all come in and when they first start, they're always saying, oh, I don't know if it's my thoughts, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if I'm making it up. And I say to them, look, when we've sat, we've meditated and we've cleared our minds, if these bits of information pop into our minds, they're there for a reason. If you weren't thinking about this message or this symbol or this thing that has been sent to you and you're seeing, if it wasn't in your head all day, why on earth would it be your thought? And you also have to remember as well that spirit, I'm proud to say that I'm a 50-year-old woman, and in my 50 years of experience, the spirit are going to use my 50 years of experience. So if they want to show me, for example, somebody's mum who has passed over, that they show me my Auntie Sue, who is in spirit, then I know that they're trying to show me something. It's not necessarily that my Auntie Sue's just popped in to help me. It could be that the lady's name that I'm bringing through is Sue. It could be that she looked exactly like my Auntie Sue, or she passed away in a similar way as my Auntie Sue. So you have to remember that they're going to use all the things for the sort of your lifespan, illnesses, things that people have passed away from, things in your knowledge, symbols, for example. They're going to use everything that they can to pop into your head in whatever way, shape or form to help you with that message. Okay, they might even bring up things that have happened to you in your past. It's like, God, quite recently I saw this when I was giving somebody a message, I saw somebody sort of being washed out to sea in a boat. Now the way they showed that to me is when I was 10, and me and my brother were in a rubber dinghy in France, and we were rowing this rubber dinghy, and we didn't realise the tide was like this. There was a rip tide thing that was taking us out to sea, right? This is in real life. And I kept seeing that, and I felt the fear. I felt like, because we had French people shouting at us, going like this, and we're like, let's row faster because they're shouting at us, you know what I mean? And we're rowing, and somebody had to save us, basically. So they showed me that, and it wasn't a memory that I think about every day. I thought about it a long time ago, and I probably tried to wipe it out of my head, to be honest. But they showed me that because it was relevant. So just remember that if you weren't thinking about it all day before these messages come into your head, take it as a message. If they're showing you something familiar, take it as a message. It could be absolutely anything they're showing you, and it is, just like Jane said, a matter of practice, trust, and saying the information, because that information might not make sense to that person or even yourself now, but it might do in 2 weeks' time. It might do in a month's time. So give the information that you get. As long as you're giving it honestly, with integrity, then just give the information.
Well, I've picked a brilliant card for Chrissy. I've moved on to another deck. I'm very indecisive today. I'm now on my spirit messages because I thought that was very apt for you, Chrissy. And I got you, stay connected. And that says, we are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from the connection as we journey through life on the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to source. And if you look at this card, say that's your hand, the spirit hand is covered in the purple, the intuition, the trust, the colour that we're meant to be opening up. So that tells me straight away, anything you're getting in, trust it, write it down. It might not make sense, and it really doesn't at the beginning. As Polly's just said, she sees someone drowning or going out to sea, but actually it was her on a boat doing something she shouldn't have been. We do have to piece things together, and the only way you can start learning how to piece those things together or understand what they're showing us is the more you progress and understand and trust. When you're still doubting, there's only snippets, and that's why it's saying stay connected. All the while you trust and keep connecting, you will understand the messages you're given. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not always easy, but as practice makes perfect. Polly's been doing it a lot longer than me, and my mediumship side is always the one I sit back on purpose. So remember, it does take practice. So keep believing in what you're doing, because that card came out while Polly was talking. So I knew it was for you. So you look after yourself, Chrissy, and trust it.
Well, I just pulled a card which means pretty much the same. So I'm just, it was
because we're so good.
Because we're psychic. It was a high priestess, which again is like spiritual connections, etc. So I really want to say exactly what Jane said. Just keep trusting. To be honest, just keep trusting and keep working at it, and you'll get there. And say whatever random thing comes into your head, because that's what I do, and it works.
And actually, as we're going to say what random things come into our head, it's all right, Mr. P, don't have to panic and blank us out. I don't do mediumship. I do tend to sit on the fence with it, but every time I go live, someone always comes through. And today, and this is why it is random, and sometimes we give messages to people, and because we don't know why we're getting this information, we just do it. It doesn't make sense to us because it's not meant to. And some people say, I can't take that. But later on they go, oh, actually, I've just realised what that is, because they've connected it. Or then a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, something happens and they go, oh, now I understand it. That's how it does work sometimes. It's not going to be immediate. But today I got, while meditating, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, how random is that? I don't like those squeaky little chipmunks. Their voices go right through me. Thankfully, it wasn't one of the most popular kids shows any of my children actually wanted to watch, but I have, suffered some of their movies. But I got Alvin and the Chipmunk, and I got the Pacific one. There is one, isn't there, that wears glasses, if I'm right. Yeah, I think there is one of those.
Something Theodore. What's the other one?
I don't know, but one of them wears glasses. But then they were showing me Falmer from Scooby-Doo. And then the next thing I knew, I was taken to a child. I was shown their birth tag when they were born. I knew it was a boy. And then they started showing me toys around a bedroom. And I actually pulled myself away from that because, I don't know, at the time, I just thought that wasn't actually what I was set up to. But somewhere in my meditation, someone was trying to tell me something. But I wasn't coming on to do mediumship today. That's Polly's job. I'm the psychic.
You are such a good medium as well. Alvin Simon, I think it was Alvin Simon Theodore. I was singing the song in my head all the time you were doing.
I don't know. I just know their voices really go through me. It's a bit like Pinky and Perky, the pigs, wasn't it?
Oh.
But anyway, that is Simon. Terry's come up with Simon. All right, there's one called Simon.
Yeah.
Joe said Simon. All right, so you all watch it with your children. I'm obviously the worst grandmother ever, because when my grandchildren now go, no, can we watch Alvin and the Chipmunks? I almost grit the teeth. But yeah, there you go. That's it, Simon. Even Sonia's saying Simon. I'm terrible, I know. You've all got young children.
Chrissy, Alvin, Simon, Theodore. I was singing it in my head.
Let me know, does one of them wear glasses, like thick rimmed glasses?
But I can't remember
that was the one. That was the one I was being shown. Now, for an example, Chrissy, it could well be that the name of that particular chipmunk is relevant to what they were actually going to show me. The chipmunks weren't maybe the actual thing, but I did pull away from that. But there you go. Simon wears the glasses and the blue jumper. So these are all chipmunk fans, obviously.
Have you all googled this or what?
They've all got young children.
So Theodore is a smaller one in the green jumper. Lol, yes, my kids love it. Oh, okay. So
yeah,
you haven't googled
it. See, no. So there you go. But there could have been some relevance to that. And if I'd stayed in my meditation, I could have got more information. I think because I was going towards a small child, something made me pull away. That was me. I chose to do that. And this is what we mean about choices and trusting. I didn't want to actually feel that I was actually wanting that information today. So, you know, we have to go with it and trust it.
Jane Morton also thinks that she's not a trans medium.
Look, just because me and Merlin have had a couple of conversations, that doesn't mean nothing. And I even look like him. But anyway, moving on, shall we? Sue Bowler. But is that Boiler? Mr. P? Okay.
Just wanted to share some great news. My close friend has had a result. She is cancer free, so over the moon. Just wanted to share.
Lovely news, Sue. That is lovely news.
And lots of love to your friend.
And nice to have some positive news as well. So lots there. Hello, Claire.
Just to remind everybody, we just not to ask for readings today. We are opening the show for topics, anything, questions, topics that you would like to talk about. Hi, Amanda. I like a little thing there. Hello, Emily.
Hello, Carol Spicknell. First time watching.
Hello, Tracy Jane Dobbin.
Hello, Helen Wright.
I know Helen. She's lovely.
I had a message a while ago and everything that got said was so right. It was a perfect message. Is that to me? Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. See, yeah. And I did use mediumship in there as well, Polly.
Did you?
So I privately I will. I don't want to do it on air. Oh, I say I don't want to do it on air. That's not fair to say. I don't think I'm strong enough or can hold it as well as some of you other brilliant mediums. So it's my choice to stick with my psychic blanket. It's my comfort zone. Yeah.
Hello, Julie and Pamela. A moment to go.
Hello, Kimbo.
Can you help people who have ill feelings with each other? To be honest, that's I would say, Kimbo, that's their problem and not yours. Okay, if people have ill feelings towards each other, it's usually because something's happened between them. It could be something very karmic, something that we need to get over in this life. Sometimes it can be that person is literally relating our shadow side, and that person has been sent into our life to make us realise that there's certain things we have to get over. If it isn't your problem, and if it isn't your doing, let's say, I would say sit right out of it, Kim and Kimbo, and let them get on with it. Because you cannot, you always feel like we want to intervene because we want people to get on, especially if we love both of them separately, as friends, family members, or whatever they are. However, I have learnt a long time ago, if people have got ill feelings with each other, let them get on with it and don't get involved.
No, and I second that. The only thing I would say, if it's people that have got ill feelings and say I'm using you as an example, Kimbo, but if say it was you were one of the people and the other person's feelings is upsetting you, the only way I could say you could help someone with that is that I would recommend some kind of healing session so that you can learn how to cope with that and move on. But you can't change how someone thinks about you, what they say about you, and also, as my lovely nan used to say, once you've said it, you can't take it back. And that is true. You can apologise all you like, but you truly can't take it back. And even if you really didn't want to say it, but it came out, how that other person receives it is going to be, and that's how it works with our work. How we say it is important because how it is received is what has the effect, not what we're saying. It's how the person receives it, and that is no different in anyone having, crosswords or anything like that. How the other person on the receiving end receives that is the person that will go away and take that. So if you're having problems with somebody and there's ill feeling and it's getting you down, then you can go for some healing and some sort of self-love and doing meditations and doing mindfulness to try and get on with that. But you'll never change how a person is reacting, And in my experience, it's usually because a person's not happy in their own life, and it's a reflection of how they're feeling, and they send out attack mechanisms because it's literally how they're feeling, and they want everyone to feel hurt as well. So,
I think it definitely does make a difference how like I said, how quickly we learn, isn't it? Because I can remember numerous times, like everybody, there's been, fallouts or people not liking you anymore for whatever reason, or you don't even know sometimes why somebody doesn't like you, do you? But I've just learned to completely move on from any situation that doesn't serve me well now, and won't get involved in other people's either, and I don't want to know, especially if I love both of them as friends, family. I just don't want to know their side. I don't want to know their side, because it's not going to help me. I'm just going to feel like I'm carrying the burden of it, when actually it's not my issue. So again, it just depends on the situation, doesn't it? So Kimbo, okay,
thanks for asking that. You can, Polly.
Okay, bear with me. I'll just put one just fell out, but I want another one that's confirmation. Okay. Got the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Now, these cards here, that card comes up with new opportunities with me, literally new opportunities that are there to be taken, and not to miss an opportunity. And this card here, the Ten of Pentacles, it always comes up with regard to either inheritance or house moves. Now, I want to say that there's something coming up that is going to require you to make a decision to move. Now, this could be a situation around a work-based situation. There's something coming up that is going to require.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I don't know. I was trying to stop my phone from flashing, and it went on.
So Kimbo, this is basically saying there that if there's a situation around you, an opportunity here to move forward and move on. Okay. Now this is saying it again. It's an opportunity that's coming up. It's not very far away. This is like saying that it's like a perfect opportunity to be moving forward or moving on. Now, if there's anybody around you, yourself or anybody around you that's waiting for a news on a home or a property, this is like saying again that it's sort of in the pipeline. You've just got to be a little bit patient. Okay, push all the right buttons, I want to say there, because and stand strong, stand in your own power. So like I said, it's you or a family member around you, but this is like showing move forward, moving good things, moving forward for you. Could be work situations, certainly money or property news there. It's all getting sorted. It's all like legally seems to be like happening at the right time. I want to say within 4 to 5 weeks there's some really good news coming, to be honest with you, Kimbo, and I know this might not make sense to you now, but it will. Okay, so there you
Lovely.
go.
Lovely for you, Kimbo. So shall we move on, Mr. P? Have you got another question for us? Kimbo's waiting to go home to Philippines, stuck in the UK because of...
Oh, fabulous. So this is moving
not saying
forward.
It.
So this is like positive move. There's going to be an opportunity, and it's coming sooner than you think, I want to say there.
Hello, Natasha.
Hello, Jennifer Clark.
Hello, Snowly Baker.
What a lovely picture. Hi, Lynn Taylor.
Hello, Misha Roberts. Hello there.
So it's advert time.
With the voiceover.
You're watching The Sunday Sofa with Polly and Jane. The show will continue after these short announcements. Join us tonight from 8 p.m. with Marcus Lapser for our free mediumship development group. This is open to VIP Plus members only. More information can be found in the VIP lounge. Tomorrow morning from 11 a.m, Alison and Stace host their brunch show with guest Dawn Darling. After the brunch show, and from 2 p.m, Polly joins us again for an afternoon of animal communication. Tomorrow evening from 8:30 p.m, Matt and Kirsty present their show offering spiritual advice and free readings. For more information on our broadcasts, schedule, and information about the presenters, please visit our website. That's it for all the announcements. I'll pass you back to Polly and Jane. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Lovely. I love that little automated voice. It saves our breath, doesn't it? Saves us going on. Saves us guessing what's going on. Emily Danks. I lost my mum suddenly nearly, I apologise, I can't see how many years ago, and didn't really get
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and didn't really get to say goodbye. I struggle sometimes with not being able to have said goodbye. How do I know that she's near me, please? Oh, Emily, they're always near us. They truly are always near us. And I do get from that side, I do understand how you feel. I never got to say goodbye to my dad. I wasn't even in the country when my dad passed, and that was just over 4 years ago now. And it is hard. But you know what you've got to remember is the times you were with them and the times that you can remember being with them. And I know it's hard because we just have this, I think, in our physical form, we always feel we have to be there. We have to, we have to be right there to the last minute. We have to do everything. We always have these regrets of what we didn't say, what we didn't do. And it is just a natural process of losing somebody, because we can't always be with someone 24/7. And even if you were in the same, I mean, like in my case, I wasn't even in the same country, but I spoke to him minutes before he died. So we should be thankful for our technology, if nothing else. But we have to remember that they are always with us, and they will always be with us when they pass over. And I know people don't feel that sometimes, and they can't get their heads around that when they're grieving. But we know in the work we do that is the case, and that they will always be working. And a very dear friend of mine always said they can do more for us up there or around there, or everywhere, because that's where I see them, as everywhere now, than they could when they were actually here with us, because they are going to be watching us more and protecting us more. Where, in the day-to-day, they probably wouldn't have always seen what we got up to. But I do feel that. I do feel how you feel, because that was what happened to me. My brothers were with my dad and I wasn't. So I do understand that sensation of feeling that you should have been there. Polly.
Right. Well, I was just tuning in, okay, to your mum. Right. In a lot of ways, I want to say your picture's very small, so I can't really see your face there. But I feel like there's quite a resemblance between you and your mum. I can't even read that because it's on too small now. But yeah, basically, she just keeps showing me like the last 3 days. There, she just suddenly had this massive decline in her health. She really couldn't breathe well there, but she's making me feel like there was either some drugs to sort of take her into a state there of a relaxed state. She's like saying here she could hear things that she just couldn't. She didn't look like she could hear them, but she could. Okay. Now she's talking about because it was such a quick thing, a quick decline. She said it wasn't just you there that wasn't able to say goodbye. She's saying that there seemed to have been some, distance in miles there between you two. And she said you've been worried because you've regretted not being able to see her as much as you wanted to before she passed. However, she doesn't want you to worry about that anymore. She wants you to just start thinking about yourself, okay? Because she's saying it seems as raw to you as like it would have happened yesterday, even though I know you said 3 years. She's got a beautiful smile, bless her, a real beautiful smile. She's saying it was a shock to her, but actually she's absolutely fine now. Okay. She keeps talking about babies. So it just could be like there's some news around babies coming. She wants you to know that she's proud of you because you ask her that nearly every day. Okay. You talk to her rather a lot, she says. She's talking about a house move coming up for you as well. Okay, and this is or a house change or a house move or changes around the home. She said she's watching you do it. Okay, and she's just saying that not to worry so much. Okay, it's not to worry so much. She doesn't want you to be so worried about your mortality. Okay, she wants you just to live every single day now. She says every single day. She doesn't want you to regret a single thing. Okay, she just keeps really blowing kisses to you at the moment and just wants to. If I was there, I'd be giving you a hug, Emily, because she really, really does want to hold you tight at the moment. She says that you always keep looking back and thinking, I wish I'd said that, I wish I'd done that. But she's saying, please stop worrying about that. She said she just wants you to live your life every day. Okay, and lots of love to you and lots of love to the family. I'm going to have to go really close to see this. I was there kind of at the end. She was rushed into ICU and we stayed in the next room, but were only allowed to go and say goodbye. She was semi-conscious at the time. I struggle with knowing if she heard and understood me. Oh, I just said that. She heard everything, even though she didn't look like she could. Okay, she heard everything and she needs you to know that. Okay, she was all like, seemed like she either had a drug or something to sort of calm her or her muscles or something there. But she's just saying that everything that was said, she heard. Okay, please understand that and please take her love.
And I pulled while Polly was connecting support for you, Emily. And I got a birth, some sort of because I see the egg and the hand nurturing it, and I am seeing some kind of new life coming forward. And that's something to look forward to. And also the support was telling me that Mum was saying that make sure you rely on everyone around you, because I do feel that you're trying to burden some of this on your own and you're not explaining or letting some of your feelings out to other people. So take all the support you have got around you. I got with Mum when Polly was talking, I was getting trouble breathing. I felt that a lot of this I was struggling a lot with all my airways. I don't know if something was put down there actually to help her feed or breathe, because I feel quite sore there. I also felt that Mum had some problems around her kidney area, around the back as well. It did feel quite sudden, but it felt how Mum went. It was quite peaceful for her. And I'm a great believer that even when you're talking to somebody, whether they're in a coma, or whether they're in there, they've been induced with pain relief, they do know what's going on. Just because they can't respond, they are aware. So always be mindful of that Mum was aware what you were saying to her. And much love to you with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Emily. Please take her love and know she's definitely around you all of the time.
Yeah, as Polly said with my mediumship, but my throat actually felt quite sore. I actually felt like I wanted to keep pulling that out. So, yeah, but bless you, Emily.
So there.
Picture from Fiona Murray. Hello, yeah. So, have we got another question?
Trish is sorting her dinner. Are we invited, Trish?
Yeah.
I
Talking of dinner, so. Trish, I nipped out shopping because I'm out of COVID prison, and I was coming back. Where was I going? Oh, I popped into my daughter's because it's her birthday. My middle child is 29 today, so happy birthday to Amy. Not that she watches Mummy on here anyway. Mm-hmm. And I could smell roast dinner. I could actually smell it. Everywhere I was going, I could smell roast dinner, and I was thinking, I really want a roast dinner. I really want it.
You do live next to a restaurant.
Yeah, true, but it wasn't them that I could smell, because they don't do good roast dinners. But I just thought, I really want a roast dinner, so I don't know if I'm going to have time to throw one together, because it won't have the same amount of love in it. But anyway.
Michelle, my 5-year-old woke me up this morning saying, don't worry, Mummy, everyone in the world is looking after you. All the angels are too. They are all around you, loads of little ones. Oh, how amazing. I think that your 5-year-old has got a very natural little gift there. And I'm sure, as a person that's watching the spiritual program, believe this yourself, okay? Now, as we probably have said before on previous shows, children are so psychic. They are so natural, such natural little mediums there. And if they say they see something like that, they have, okay? They're not just going to make that up in the middle of the night. Believe them, ask them more, encourage them to talk about it, encourage your 5-year-old to talk about it, because the more they talk about it, the more spiritual they will be. And it's amazing, isn't it, when you let children be what they need to be, encourage it, you know, as long as it's all lovely things that they're seeing, just encourage it all of the time.
Yeah, that's my granddaughter's 6, and she has little tea parties and often tells her mum things that she sees, and it is quite. And at first, the mum was like, "Oh, I'm worried," but I said, "No, just smile at her and just go with it. Don't worry about it." When she comes to my house, she pinches my crystals in a nice way. She goes, "Nanny, what's this crystal?" And the next thing I know, she's sort of holding it, so you know she's going to walk away with it. So I do lose a few of the crystals along the way, but there you go. Her name's Mary. She's listening now. Oh, bless her.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary. I just quickly pulled a card, only because I just felt like it, and I got go the distance for Mary. So actually, well, it's for Misha, but it is for Mary. That is, let her carry on doing what she does, because I think too many people worry when their children are talking to, I mean, it's probably a bit nerve-wracking, talking to spirit, or they can connect to spirit. And if you just go with it and let it do a natural process and not talk them out of it, you'd be amazed at how far they've come along. Because the whole idea now, I'm a great believer, is that we open up everybody, get everyone open up to their abilities, their intuition, and they can all move on and be their unique selves. It's not about who's the better medium, who's the better psychic, who's working well, who's doing what. It's about everyone opening up. I remember someone said to me once in a group, well, if we all were doing it, there'd be no work for us. It's not about the work. It's about people accepting an ability and accepting that will change their life. Sometimes we say it's a curse, but actually, if you use it properly and everyone opens up to it, everyone will have something more to look forward to, and their lives will change dramatically. You will look at things differently in your life. So just go with it, and let's hope Mary, if you're watching, you continue doing that and opening up.
Mary, get your mummy to buy you lots of lovely crystals, and then you will be able to work with them when you're older.
Yeah.
Alison's looking forward to Polly's show tomorrow. I've been trying to take a photo of my pet ant. What about Deck?
You was going to say that.
Well, as long as you can get a picture of the ant's eyes, I'll be able to read it. So, anyway, tomorrow, everyone's going to be sick of the sight of me. I was on last night doing mediumship. I'm on today and on tomorrow. I'm going to be like,
that's all right. God. They've had to put up with me 3 times this week as well, Polly. So.
Oh, that's all right then.
We disappear for weeks on end, and then we come back in force.
I know. So if any of you want to vote for us, please do vote on the site. You know, you might not want to. You might think we're rubbish, but hey ho. Right. So tomorrow, I'm going to be doing animal communication, and so if you would like me to try and communicate with your animal, make sure you get a picture of your pet. Okay, I've read quite a few different pets. I haven't read things like a snake yet or a tarantula, but I will certainly have a go if that's what you want me to do, and also have a question ready. Obviously, if there's absolutely no problem with your pet at all, there's not a lot of point me asking any questions apart from to say it's got having a very nice life. If you have a problem pet, okay, or there is a certain issue, certain thing, behavior, for example, that you're worried about, then I will certainly be able to ask your pet if they want to speak to me. So yeah, get on the case of getting your picture there.
Wow. And Alison, let us know what your pet ant gets up to then, if you feel he needs some work done with Polly.
Maybe Deck's all right and Ant's just a bit of a problem. Yeah. Amy Curtis. Oh, hello, Amy. Have you any advice on how to manage trust and confidence when giving messages? At the moment, I'm finding this very difficult. Yes, come and join my group over in Portsmouth, and I will put you in the most awkward situations so that you have to do it. Right, go on, Jane. What's your advice?
Well, am I reading it? Manage trust and confidence in yourself.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah. Well, it does go back to, again, I always say practice with your friends and family, preferably those that are willing for you to practice on, because not all your friends and family are going to appreciate it or feel comfortable with it. So there's there's a bit of a hurdle anyway, because you want to do it and you want to feel comfortable doing it with people. What you don't want is anyone that you've known for years or trust for years, but actually they're going to be negative with you. You want negative criticism because feedback's good, but you don't want someone being really negative in general. So it is a little bit of a double whammy, because you're trying to find your feet, but you also don't want your own friends and family to ridicule you. So it is a hard one, Amy. I won't lie. It does come from confidence. The more you read, if it's readings you're doing or connect spirit, the more you do, the more you will relax. The more you open up to meditation or just sitting still. You don't have to meditate. You can stare at a candle, stare out a window. I do washing up sometimes, even though I've got a dishwasher. I sometimes do housework before a client arrives in the beginning of the day. It clears my head, and I'm also clearing my space. So I feel if my space is clean, then it makes me empty. So there's loads of different ways you can do it, but the more you do it, the more your confidence will grow. And also, it's a bit of a cliche, but the more the feedback is positive, the more you will accept that what you're doing is right and that you have got the confidence to go forward, because it is the feedback from your sitters that will actually give you the confidence to carry on. Everyone sits there at the beginning wondering if what they're doing is right, if what people are getting and receiving is right, if it's making any sense. And the worst bit is, because you don't understand it, because it's not your reading, it's why you're guessing it all the time. But it is difficult. I think, I'd be lying if anyone said on it, oh, it was just so natural. To understand the cards, and I was saying this the other day, I naturally understood tarot. I didn't know how, but I did. To understand that is one thing. To deliver it to a person in a reading is a different thing. So it isn't an easy process, because we could sit here and connect to spirit, we can read cards, we can look in a crystal ball, scribe, do whatever, and on our own, and that's fine. But as soon as we have to deliver it to somebody else, that little bit of that physical world in us comes back in, and we start panicking, like, are we doing a good job? And that's like any job we do. Any job that you go and do, you always worry that, are you doing it right? Are you doing a good job? Are you giving 100%? So it's no different when you're delivering readings or messages. You just got to keep doing it.
You have everything Jane said, totally agree with. The other thing I want to say, it depends what sort of work you're doing. If you're doing one-to-one readings, obviously it's you and a person, usually one-on-one, isn't it? And you can sort of have time to sort of like give the information, to get a bit of feedback as you're going, for example. However, you do get those people that sit stony faced with their arms crossed throughout the whole reading, and you haven't got a clue if you've got it right. Still now, after all of these years, I still think, oh God, I don't know if they've got any of it, and then find out that they've recommended about 5-6 people to me, and it must have been all right, So sometimes I'm a bit like, oh, do you know what? I'm just not going to look at them. I'm just not. If I don't look at them, I'm just going to give them the information. Also, things like if you're doing platform mediumship, don't do it on your own the first time. Do it with like a group of people. So you've got 2 or 3 different mediums up there. And so there's no pressure. I mean, I've done it before. I've worked on my own on platform. I've worked with people. But if you've got somebody there, if you haven't got anything, or you just want to work on the link for a minute, then the other person can go and give that information just while you work on your link. Okay, so things like that, just do it in numbers, do it in a group, do it a couple of you at the same time, work like that. But all it is basically throwing yourself into it, and thinking, what, a bit like Jane, I used to say, I know I'm a medium, I know I'm a natural medium, but I'm not going to call myself a medium, I'm going to call myself a reader. and then I'd be like, doing the tarot or the angel cards, and then I'd say, oh, I've got somebody just come in, does this make sense to you? Yes, it makes sense to you. Now give a bit more information. Yes, it makes sense. So don't call yourself anything, call yourself a reader, okay? A spiritual reader, okay? Don't say I do this and that, and then then they're not expecting one thing. Start with some guidance, for example, with the cards, because the cards are really good tool for that. If you do get a link with mediumship, then give that link with mediumship, okay? So it's just a bit of trial and error, and it's a lot of faith and a lot of throwing yourself into situations that you say yes to and then suddenly regret, but then once you've done it, you've loved it and enjoyed it and want to do it again. So it's just a matter of doing that, I'm afraid,
Yeah.
Amy.
I've just picked, Amy, the Chariot in Tarot and Receive in my Oracle Wisdom of Oracle. Chariot straight away is pretty much where you're sitting. The Chariot is where we put our own blockages in front of us. And if you look at her, she is sitting in purple, our intuitive side, and she is facing towards the gold line, which I always say is the positive line moving forward. But she's turned her body away from that and is facing the more stony looking line. So that straight away says that we put our own blockages in front of us. We are our own worst enemies. Trust your intuition, trust it to flow, and just go with it. Don't allow any negativity to come in. Even if you, like Polly said, and we all get them, we still get them. People sit there, they don't talk to you, they won't even acknowledge you, and you think, are they actually, can they speak? They're sitting with their arms crossed. Trust it, do it, just keep giving it out. Because also, sometimes you'll be surprised how the most awkward of sitters actually starts to relax and think, do you know what? You're persevering and you've actually just come out with something, and they soften a little bit. And in the Receive, that is about your ebb and flow. That's about making sure everything flows for you. If you're uptight and uncomfortable, you're not going to flow as well. So make sure you're relaxed before you go into it. And even afterwards, if someone's been negative, just keep smiling, staying positive, and allow that information to come through. Just keep letting that information come through and take it, because that information is what you're getting. It's unique to you. She's put, I've done a platform a couple of times, but I've been up alongside my mentor. I found at open circles that some people tend to take anything they are given. Yeah, Amy, we've often discussed that. Yeah, and we've discussed it on here. We've discussed it in our Zoom chats. People can take it, but bear in mind as well. And Polly was an example last night. One of her messages last night was very close to two people. Two people could take it.
Everything.
And sometimes, and not just everything. So it does happen, because sometimes a spirit will come in, and they may have that other spirit with them, and they may be quite, kindred spirits, so to speak, here on this plane and there. And that's why you can take it, because they're actually quite similar and they've brought the same energy in, so that two people can take it. When everyone in the circle goes, oh, that's me, or every reading, oh, that was me, that's me, and that's me as well, don't forget they're in that circle learning as well. And some people are too scared to speak up. Some people don't want to say it's them. And then other people go, no, it is me. And you learn that as well. You learn that in the circle. You learn. I took a reading from Tim. I think he was watching earlier, wasn't he, Mr. P? Tim Abbott gave me a reading Friday night. I took it because I knew instantly in my gut it was my dad. I knew it. So that's why I stepped forward. But again, that comes from confidence. As I now work like this, I even know when the reading's meant for me. But it doesn't mean other people didn't take things from it as well. So not everyone's taken it because they just taken it. They are actually taking it because there are bits that are relevant to them. So, but yeah, last night's show of Polly was a really, they were so close, two of those ladies. The reading was identical for both of them. So don't underestimate that.
You do have people as well, and it happens that are so desperate for a reading, and it's no disrespect to them, because I think everybody's had times in their life, especially over the last couple of years, when everything's felt really desperate, and if there's almost like a glimmer that could mean something to them, it's like they want that to be. And I can honestly say in the past I possibly have done the same, like almost been begging for a reading to be just for me, but it's like one of those situations where I think, we all go through funny times, we all go through hard times, and sometimes, like we said last night, it's really important that if the message does make sense to you, like Jane said, if a message does relate to you, almost to, every single little fact that comes through, take it as yours. Okay, know that that's a message from them. They've dipped in just to say hi or give you that reassurance, please.
Christine's put, can I send a picture of that's your show tomorrow, Polly.
Yes, as long as you've got some like a question around it. Obviously, because I want to try and get through a few. If I link in and do a whole big link in, I'll be for half an hour on each one. Okay, so specific questions, or if you have been worried about something around that pet, yeah, of course.
Wow,
Yay.
lovely. Our first show back, and it's come to an end.
I know. It's gone so quick.
Miss P and Mr. P. I mean a little sweet P.
Ms. J.
Miss J. You're welcome, Amy. Hope that made sense. And
So,
wow.
2 weeks' time, and we'll be back.
Yeah.
So let us know. Do you prefer that we keep the topics open? Would you prefer us to have a specific topic? So please let us know. It's always good to have a little bit of feedback, isn't it, Jane?
It is. Do you want me to read that, Mr. P? Okay. All right then. Alison Fleming, I do recognise your name, so I know you're quite a regular. Please don't give up. Please don't think you're invisible. Well, actually, to us, everyone's invisible. We can only see each other and listen to Mr. P and know it. But Richard's just said, Mr. Producer's just said, there's been over 600 people asking questions. In an hour and 15 minutes, there's no way we're going to get through 600 people. We are doing our utmost best lately to try and make sure we're going to, we're changing it, we're getting to new people, we're getting to see, talk to new people. But that is one person. Yeah, more shows are being added, so you've got an opportunity to speak to somebody else on another show, unless obviously you particularly want to me and Polly, because obviously we understand why. But yeah, we are doing our utmost best to get through everybody, and that's why we don't want people to go, can I have a reading, can I have a reading, because we want people to get the questions out there so that we can get through them. But there is one man in our ear during these shows, now he's back because he's been a little bit under the weather, trying to go through that as well on 2 mainstream forums. So you're not invisible, Alison. No one's invisible on this community, but it is very hard to get through to everybody, especially if everyone's asking good questions and we're trying to get questions out there. And sometimes some of you are asking the same questions, so we find one that's generic to everybody, so that we can answer it maybe to one person, but you've asked similar and we're answering you all. So I hope that makes sense. Don't give up and please come back.
Right, I think we're okay. I've just read that, Alison, the best I can, because it's really little. But obviously it would be a little bit too much to go into at the moment. Okay, what I do want to say is that obviously everything that Jane has just said is really important. We've got so many people. I'm so sorry for anybody that has had losses, especially of young people, because it is just so sad. But what I would recommend, like I have done as well today, is that you look at the directory, the SPTV directory. I really do feel like there's some, especially when it's going to be like an emotional reading as yours would be, it would probably be better for you to have or invest in a private reading with somebody that you're drawn to, because obviously then they can go into more detail and get more information for you. When we're doing a show like this, we have to be quite quick in the information that we're getting, and it's like we don't like to leave something when there is like a lot of emotion around this. So I really would recommend that you use, and anybody on here that has lost somebody very close to them, and you need to ask questions or get some reassurance, really please do look into like that one-to-one reading. Okay, and yes, okay, I know that they do cost money, but readers need to live. So yeah, please do look into doing that, because it would just be better for you to have that private time, I feel, okay, rather than just rush through something that really I think you could just spend a little bit more time on, for example.
And more personal, because obviously as reading your comment, you've been through quite a bit, so you need something more personal. You don't need all the other people that are here listening. And can I say as well, I don't know if you are a VIP member, Alison, or you go into any of the Zoom chats, But again, that's a great way of having a community where you're seeing people face to face, or you don't have to, you can stay on, to keep the video off and actually build up and talk about all that with them, because some of these people, believe it or not, that are watching have been through similar things, and and they find that community on Zoom is a way of feeling they can offload and talk to people, and they're getting something back, and they're feeling that someone's listening to them. So it's not just our shows that are offering support, our Zoom, our VIP community, our Zoom chats, everything. There are other ways of getting to talk to people and feeling that you're not alone. Okay, so please do bear that in mind as well. And that's free, unless you're obviously a VIP member. That way you don't have to get your one-to-one reading. But for what you've been through, Alison, a one-to-one would definitely be more suited for you, because it's more personal and private.
There's a lot going on there as well.
Definitely. So I hope that makes sense. So on that note, people, sorry for anyone we didn't get to speak to today. We blame Mr. P because we're not doing the technical stuff. But please do come back and join us in Fortnight, like Polly said. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to tune in to Polly tomorrow. I'm back to work tomorrow for the NHS, so I can't watch Polly. But you all probably will be pleased that I'm back to work and not sitting here twiddling my thumbs.
Oh, we love you.
And anyway, if I put a picture of my dog up, you'd be on the show all day with just my dog, because he's got some serious issues. So thank you very much for joining us. We love you all, and make sure you tune back in to see us and Polly tomorrow.
Yay.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
And and of course, don't forget the brunch show with Stacey and Alison in the morning as well. Okay, and don't forget the awards start tomorrow, and we're not counting, but if you want to just throw those votes our way, please do. Love to you all.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.